Good morning or good afternoon here in California, and Jones Street, this being Grace Cathedral, very famous church. Today is Friday the 13th. Which some think it might be a bad omen, but I myself think that even the thing about superstitions with a black cat or walking under a ladder is bad luck. I don't believe that these are such things, because they are only experiences. This is only what happens. But yeah, I just wanted to share here a little bit of time with you. Yeah, I'm working at home now. Some of you might know I do telemarketing, and that is, it's quite a cool experience. But also, what I've noticed, I had a friend with me stay with me for a week. He's saying that now, Christo, you got to be careful. You're going to wrap yourself up more and more and more within yourself and at home, just being at home, not going anywhere. And yes, it is a challenge, but like it is a challenge bringing these groups together. For a while, I had several people join me here in San Francisco, but then it somehow stopped, and I didn't really make the effort to follow up with people, and then eventually people lost interest. It takes so much effort to put this all together, and that is also something I'm asking for you, I guess, a little bit, to make that effort, to help in this process. Not only, to help me, I need a lot of help in many, many ways, and I'm not the only one, I believe. And just to remind you, that's the purpose of those meetings. That's the purpose of life somehow, to help each other, to help ourselves. Without judgment, without the need to criticize or give advice. I've come to find the greatest help we can provide others by just being there in a loving presence and allowing them to speak and listening to them. Without the need to give them advice, but just to be there. And this presence will provide for a great amount of healing. As when we are in this kind of environment, we are able to open ourselves up to people because we feel accepted, we feel loved. And through the path that I went through, where I have, it's been difficult, very, very difficult. But yes, with this I've learned that. I refer to it as the path of forced detachment. I've learned that, love is all there is. And I myself believe have become a very loving person. Even though it's very, very difficult for me to show that beyond me putting out ads and bringing people to me, and people who read some of my writings, and they feel like, Christoph is a very, very friendly, very open, very loving person. But again, when it comes to really developing relationships, that's difficult for me, because I hold myself back. And there are some issues, the way I look at people, and it's what can I say, it's challenging. But that's life for you, right? And knowing this, realizing this for myself, I feel that, this can help a lot of people. Bringing people who also have challenges, bringing people who want to be together in community. And one thing I'm learning too is to lay off a little bit of the preaching, teaching, which I have a tendency of doing, as I have found and embraced that teacher within me. Also believing that I'm not the only one, that we're all teachers. But I want to do a little bit less of that and relate myself more to people on a more personal level, as a human being I am, with challenges, with problems, with difficulties. And I really would appreciate your help with that, to create a kind of community, a group of people who come together on a regular basis to empower each other, who motivate each other, who inspire each other, and we all can do that. There are people who I speak to, they are, after a couple of minutes, what I say makes a lot of sense to them and it helps them. And there are many others who don't get it, who feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over, and it doesn't help whatsoever. But there are others. Again, the idea that we're all teachers is about exactly that we different people have different abilities, different talents, a different language, which can reach different people differently. And that is something that lies at the foundation of what I am trying to do. At the beginning, in a way, to recreate my life. Now being 42, I was 24 when I left Germany. My mom in Germany from Germany is going to visit me next week. She's going to be here in San Francisco for about 8 days. And my personal life is basically, and has been for a long time, in shambles. So it is about resurrection, reconstruction in many, many ways. And I would like to going through this, realizing this for myself, the need to relate myself to others, the need to be loved, the need to be paid attention to, realizing that within myself I would like to also bring others together, who also feel that need of being connected with others, talking with others, and creating a great experience. Absolutely. It is not dry, just study group, philosophical exploration. It's not only about the intellectual. Of course, it's an element of it. It's important. But beyond that, it is about people connecting to each other on a human level. In order to figure out, okay, how can we create positive change in life? How can I improve on certain aspects? What holds me back? And the way we can realize that is by talking about it. By really talking about it, we become aware of it. It's a very, very simple idea. And since we don't talk about it, or rarely talk about it, we're not really aware of it. We're not aware of what we have learned. We're not aware of what holds us back. We're not really aware of what we feel. And so that's, again, what I would like to create, an environment of people who are open with each other, who are come together in the sense of peace. We're all peaceful towards each other. We all accept each other. There's no need to criticize, no need to judge. It's all about understanding and making the effort to understand. Because ultimately, whatever somebody is going through in their life can be understood in the right frame of reference. If you really listen to them, without the need to compare that to yourself and then to give them advice based upon what you think they should be doing. I don't know about you, but I myself am a little bit tired of that. People who are just telling me what I should be doing as opposed to be listening to me and then responding to me in a loving way. Understanding is definitely something that I think is very, very missing in life, and we all look for understanding, but we don't get that, and so we are confused, and we're staying within ourselves. We are isolated, and we basically only surround ourselves with people who are just like us, for that simple reason, because we look for something that validates us. And so usually our life is a reflection of who we have become. But what about life beyond? What about the essence of life? I'm not talking about your life in particular, I'm talking about life in general. What's the purpose? And I'm talking way too much, I do apologize for that, but I'm catching myself, I realize that. So I'm going to stop myself now, let you think about that. And as always, I leave you off with saying that I would love to hear from you and talk to you further about that. Until then, all the best, and keep it real. Absolutely. So many fake people in this world. Keep it real.